This is a demonstration of how this short answer response can be revised to make it more effective. In the poem, The Fox, the speaker has a great fascination toward the fox. As she watches the fox from afar, she can't help but wish she too were a fox. The speaker's statement, "My God, I was tired of being a person," conveys that she's fascinated with the lifestyle of the fox. The speaker also describes the fox's face and features using a positive manner to depict her fascination when she says, "His face was arranged like a child's face, playful, dainty, and his eyes were liquid and wild." The speaker uses liquid and wild to show that she is drawn to the fox's eyes, and they're anything but ordinary. When we discussed this draft in class, there were several things that we pointed out that were strengths and then some areas that we wanted to change. For example, we said that this final sentence, "the speaker's eyes were liquid and wild," is a wonderful example of thoughtful analysis, insightful analysis that we would like to see in a short answer response like this. We also pointed out that the topic sentence could be revised a little bit to make it more concise and effective. We'll mark it in yellow, and then we'll look at a couple of things here that could be improved. For example, we might avoid saying the fox. Also, instead of saying that the speaker has a great fascination, we might simply say that the speaker is fascinated with the fox. We also pointed out in class that these quotes, this textual evidence, which we're going to mark in green, this textual evidence works reasonably in the short answer response. But we do have some information here that could be tightened up a little bit or deleted out of the paragraph. So let's look at the next draft of this paragraph. We changed the topic sentence and we made it, "The speaker of the poem is fascinated with the fox," and we left "intensely" as a provisional word, as a placeholder, thinking maybe we'll want to keep it. But if we use the word "intensely" in the topic sentence, we will have to prove that it's not just a ordinary fascination, but an intense fascination. So we'll keep it in mind and we'll decide later if we want to keep the word "intensely" or leave it out. When you look at this version of the paragraph, you might see that we have shortened it a little bit. We got rid of this portion. The speaker also describes the fox's face and features using a positive manner. That seemed a little bit wordy. Instead, we shortened it to further express her fascination. The speaker compares the fox's features to a child's face, playful and dainty. We shortened the quote here. And we did not repeat liquid and wild twice because we're already addressing it in this sentence. So here's where we were when we were at this point of a second draft. Here is the next version of the paragraph. Let's look at some of the changes that were made here. These are the changes I made after our discussion in class. So let's look at the paragraph. The speaker of the poem is fascinated with the fox. Straightforward, I decided to leave out intensely. As she admires the animal from afar, she can't help but wish she were just as carefree. Instead of saying that she simply watches the fox from afar, I chose to put admires because this is how we can connect this sentence to this idea of fascination. So, as she admires the animal from afar, she can't help but wish she were just as carefree. Her statement, "My God, I was tired of being a person," conveys her interest in limitless freedom. This is something I added since our discussion. We needed a more specific, insightful comment / connection on this bit of evidence as it relates to the topic sentence. So here's what I have. Her statement, "My God, I was tired of being a person," conveys her interest in limitless freedom, not restricted by the weight of responsibilities in a civilized society. Let's see what else happened here in the rest of the paragraph. Next, we said, to further express her fascination, the speaker compares the fox's features to. Here is my revision. Further, to express her fascination, the speaker compares the fox's features to a child's face, playful and dainty. I chose to move further from this place to this place because this way we have a transition and we're keeping to express together and we do not separate it with a word. After the statement, the phrase, "a child's face, playful and dainty," I chose to add this comment right here. The degree of detail in this comparison indicates that she studies the fox closely, doesn't merely take a fleeting glance. And here's finally our wonderful sentence, our gem, which was in the original paragraph. Finally, the speaker's use of liquid and wild demonstrates that she's drawn to the fox's eyes and that they're anything but ordinary. And here is the final version of the paragraph. The speaker of the poem is fascinated with the fox. As she admires the animal from afar, she can't help but wish she were just as carefree. Her statement, "My God, I was tired of being a person," conveys her interest in limitless freedom, not restricted by the weight of responsibilities in a civilized society. Further, to express her fascination, the speaker compares the fox's features to a child's face, playful, dainty. The degree of detail in this comparison indicates that she studies the fox closely, doesn't merely take a fleeting glance. Finally, the speaker's use of liquid and wild demonstrates that she's drawn to the fox's eyes and that they're anything but ordinary. So this is where we are, draft 4 of the short answer response. We went from this version with a variety of areas that could be improved and tweaked and made more effective to this version where a lot of the elements that needed revision have been addressed.